Hi guys, welcome to your intro to Adobe Illustrator. To open the program, I already have it open, but to open it, you can just search down here in the bar and type in ILL and click on Adobe Illustrator CC 2015, and it will open up. Or you can go to your menu and find it in there. So when you open up Illustrator, to open a new document, you go to File, New. In here, you have your size. Letter is 8.5 by 11, so just a normal document size. And orientation, you can have it either be vertical or horizontal. Depends on what you're doing. I like horizontal just because I can see more of my document, so that's just what I'm going to set it to for right now. So when you open up a new document, on your artboard, you have the white screen, and that is your workspace. General layout stuff for Illustrator and things that you should know. Over here on the left side, these are called tools, and this is called the toolbar. So whenever you're doing something and it says find the gradient tool, you go over to the toolbar and you find the tool. When you hover over the tools, it tells you the name. It also tells you the keyboard shortcut to quickly switch to that tool. So if I were to hit G, it would switch me to this gradient tool. The tools that have the little triangles on the bottom corners, that means that they have more tools stacked underneath them. So for instance, if I click on the rectangle tool, if I click and hold down, it opens up other shape tools. So rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, etc. If you click on one of those, it switches your tool to that. If you are using these for something, say for instance, I'm doing something with text and I want to have all my text tools accessible, if I click and hold down, there's a little tear off menu on the right side. So I can click on that and it brings that menu out. And again, I can hold over the tools and it tells me what they are. And then if I want to get rid of that, I can just X out. So those are tools. I also have my colors down here on the bottom, but we'll talk about that later. Over here on the right side are the palettes. Mine are kind of compressed right now because I've been working in the program, but you can click on any of them and it will open them up. If you double click, it compresses them. So you can switch between palettes and see what's there. Any palette that doesn't show up on your screen, there will be tutorials and things we're doing that will say, for instance, open the Pathfinder palette. And if it doesn't show up over here on the right side in one of these menus, Illustrator hides some palettes that you don't use often. So if you need a palette that's not here, if you go up to the window menu, that lists all of the palettes that are available in the program. So here's the Pathfinder palette. I can open that up and it opens up the palette right here along with some other ones that are normally paired with it. So we have our toolbar over here on the left. We have our palettes over here on the right. The words along the top, that's our menu bar. And you guys are familiar with menu from other things. When you click, it brings down other menus. So in a tutorial, you might see this as, if I needed to go to Effect, Stylize, it would say Effect, and then the little caret, Stylize, caret, and then Drop Shadow. So that's what that would mean. So our menu bar is along the top. Underneath that, that is the option bar, and that has specific options based on the tool that you're on. Oh, let's hide this preview here, sorry. So if I click on my text tool, it has specifics for text, like the font and the font size. If I click on my pen tool, some of those things go away, and so on. It doesn't always change, it just depends on what you're doing. It pretty much keeps tools that are, or options that are usable all the time. But if you switch to things, it will switch. So again, toolbar on the left, palettes on the right, menu bar along the top, and option bar underneath the menu bar. And that is your general layout of Illustrator.